All right, my friends, October 8th, 2022. And you know, I'm sitting here watching the LASCO C2 camera as I usually do to look for different anomalies and things going on with our sun, just minding my own business. And I just happened to come across a frame of something I have never seen before. Not only that, but you're going to be pretty surprised to see exactly where this thing came from because it certainly caught my attention. We're definitely breaking this one down, my friends. We're going to do it right here, right now. Let's go. Alright everybody, for those of you that don't know, the LASCO C2 camera is one of many satellite cameras that faces our sun. It allows us to look at the sun and see what's going on, different explosions, CMEs, filament releases, you name it. But over the years, many weird anomalies have been caught on these cameras. In fact, many of which have been right here on this channel, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this one's gonna fit the bill. At exactly 9:48 UTC time today, I captured a frame from this LASCO C2 camera that quite literally looks like something being shot from the sun or being shot towards the sun, makes contact with some object, and you can actually see whatever this thing is being blown into pieces. Now, the reason I mentioned that this could be shooting towards the sun is because of what we see on the LASCO C3 camera, which is another satellite camera that has a much wider view, and on the website helioviewer.org you can layer these two cameras to get a much better idea of what's going on around the sun. So I went ahead and got the highest quality images I could find of both of these cameras layered on top of each other, and that's where things got super interesting. And that is what you're looking at here. We have the C3 camera in the blue, and then the LASCO C2 is what you see in the red. Now, one thing I need to point out is that these two cameras are offset by a few minutes. In fact, the timestamp down here in the corner, you could see the LASCO C2, the red camera, is at 9:48:08 UTC, and the closest frame you can find to that time on the LASCO C3 happens to be 9:54:09. And that is the reason you can't see this line extending into the blue. They're offset by a few minutes, but that does not change one key factor. And that happens to be right here where you see the planet Venus, which is visible this time of year on the LASCO C3 camera. As it transits from right to left over the next few days and weeks, it will then eventually be out of the view of these cameras. But the point that Venus is where it is right now is definitely what adds the OMG factor to this situation. Now, let me be clear. I am not saying for sure that something launched out of the sun or something launched from Venus to actually blow something up in the middle of space here, but when you look closely at this situation, it certainly looks like something weird is going on here. So of course we have this line coming from the sun or going towards the sun, and then as we zoom in a little closer, you can see a point of impact where it either ricochets up towards Venus, or it could be coming from Venus itself, because if you line this line up right here and you draw a straight line up, it goes right to the planet itself. So that is definitely something to think about here. I know this might sound crazy to a lot of you, and it's even a little weird for me to be saying, but it really does look like something either came from Venus in this direction. You can see this straight line right here, and then makes contact with an object here that we enhanced, so we could actually see that this thing is breaking into pieces. Or we could be looking at a situation where something came from the sun, or from the direction of the sun, and then after making contact with this object, if it even is an object, and then ricochets up in a different angle. So we have this white line right here that is offset from this straight line, so you almost get that visual as if something came from this direction or from this direction, made contact, and then you see the pieces breaking off. Now, I took that same frame we were just looking at and I enhanced it a little bit so we can bring out the light, and I really want to get close to this thing because I'm trying to figure out whether or not this is some sort of impact or if this entire thing could be some sort of craft itself. I'm not making any conclusions here, that's why I'm asking for your help. What do you guys think this possibly could be, and what in the world, or should I say outside this world, are we looking at? It is very hard to not imagine that there is some sort of object that launched in this direction or came from this direction, which just so happens to be where Venus is, because these two layers are in sync. This is exactly where Venus would be compared to where this impact or whatever this thing may be, and there is just too many weird things going on to not think that they are related. I have caught many weird things on these LASCO cameras and the SDO cameras over the years, but this one is definitely towards the top of the list of the craziest things I've seen. Once again, it is so hard to not imagine something coming from this direction or this direction and ricocheting and making that different angle, which leaves the question of what we are seeing in this immediate area. Are we literally looking at something being blown apart, or possibly the chance of two space rocks hitting each other and we just happened to capture it on the LASCO camera? That is a possibility as well. But one way or another, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And once again, having Venus in this area right here, and if you drew a straight line, it follows directly with this line right here, which in turn looks like it connects to that one, and then there's that ricochet that changes the angle as we head towards the sun, and my mind is blown. My friends, I'm not sure how else to take a look at this thing. I need your help in the comment section. We might definitely come revisit this. I want to send this to a few people I know that are into this type of stuff and see what they have to say, but please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think you are seeing here, if anything. It's entirely possible that I may be just looking at these cameras a little too much and going a little crazy, but hey, aren't we all? Alright, my friends, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Definitely leave your thoughts down below. Shout out to Canada, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.